Please, first of all, turn that nonsense off. Turn that nonsense on. Why, in this day and age, do you still not give me the option to change the screen? There we go. Yes, keep those changes. Right, I have never played this before. So, this will be entertaining. Does it have sharks that are going to bite my feet? I know it has a whale. I know it is involving the sea. I know there are fish, because you can see them on the screen. What you can't see on the screen is the captions. So I need to load those up. The pixel chat we go. Hopefully while pixel chat's loading up, we can get some game start. I like how it's inspired by the second Blue Planet, not the first one.
If I don't get something, I want to unpack it. Get the facts. But the ocean, it's a part of me. You could say it runs in my blood. My grandmother was a freediver, an ama. She helped me feel its rhythm and understand how one breath could last a lifetime.
It's a Wahipa.
We dove so often, the memories all run together. Except one. When I wished I could stay down forever.
So you bounce your face on my head. Click, 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 click. I can understand this perfectly,
the ocean cast its spell on me that day. And its mystery still consumes me.
You know me, I like weirdness. I like things that generally unnerve me. And the sea is one of them. Because good lord, there's some weird shit down there.
Day 1, submerged atoll, Western Pacific. It's great to be diving again. I'm anxious to find our sperm whale family and look in on our mother-to-be. I'm also excited to test out Andre's new tech. Ocean X is expecting a huge audience for our first live stream, given how bad things were in this region a few years ago. No pressure though, ready to dive.
From the bright side, it's not Subnautica. Those, the barges tells me, is shark. And those are not manta rays anymore.
I'm in and okay.
Oh, this is going to be weird. I think I might need to reduce the fucking...
Nice. A bit itchy, but I've had worse.
How are you breathing?
Breathing easy. This rebreather is amazing. Feels like I'm freediving.
A genuine compliment.
Whee!
Should have caught that on the live stream.
This is going to make me feel so sick.
I want it to be amazing, and I'm still getting used to this AR visor.
Also, we're going to be spending a lot of time in this position, so just get the jokes out of the way now. Get the jokes out of the way. You are no longer a manta ray because you have been reclassified recently as a different kind of ray. Oh shit, no, that is actually a mobula. Okay.
Done. How many scans before the AI is trained on a creature?
It will vary. There are many factors that affect the confidence level of a match.
So you don't know. Got it. Now point me to the buoy so I can try the hydrophones. I want to make sure all the tech is working before we stream.
Shut up, woman. I want to. I found out recently that
Haven't thrown up
Oh,
today.
shut up!
It's still early.
Stop with the
You gonna be
talking.
okay with the live stream?
I may let you do most of the talking.
Please do,
Once you reach
and be
the buoy, you can
silenced.
triangulate the sound of any animal.
Clever.
Thank you.
Originally, these things and manta rays were two separate classifications, but then they realised that the only thing different really was the kind of flappy bits at the front. And so they decided to just reclassify the things. I watch so many weird things on YouTube, and I have so many just random bits of information about random things. I could do ants. I could also do manta rays, kind of. Oh, there we go. There we go. I was going to say, yeah, we are going to be in this position, Woody, for quite a long time, for most of the game. You know, make the jokes,
That's close
but
enough. You can use your dive watch to control the buoy from there.
Refresh me on the controls.
Move the targeting circle around. Each sound will get louder when you are close to locking in on an animal's location.
dolphins.
Mariah, if you're okay, I'm going to start the live stream.
We've already started live streaming like
Welcome
10
to the
minutes
Oceanex
ago.
live stream. I'm Dr. Mirai Soto, and I'll be your eyes and ears on this expedition. I'm joined today by two colleagues.
Hello, I'm Andre.
Hello, everyone. I'm Irina.
I'm joined here today by my two colleagues, Washipa and the Chair. Yeah, yes, this is a map. Thank you, game. This is a map.
Looks like we've got our first singer.
Fantastic. Hopefully on your next dive you can record his song to compare with other humpbacks in the area.
Fun fact, in addition to being an engineering whiz, Andre is quite the musician. Are you still writing music?
Not for years.
Dry spell?
More like raising teenagers.
There was that once upon a time that this was I wanted to do this shit as a job. And then I realised I lived in the middle of an island that, and all the universities to do it were a bit too far away for young me to go and actually do
That looks to
anything
be a
with.
sperm whale. I think I saw this bull from the sub. I wonder how far he's traveled.
Once we have a reliable ID on him, I'll see if anyone has tracked him before.
Nice.
Look at them teeths. Go in. Oh, can't let myself get bored. 0 out of 10 game. Cannot be bored by the giant whale.
Don't get too jealous, folks, just 'cause I'm swimming with dolphins. My grandmother always warned me that although they're cute, they can also be pranksters. And today, also very noisy.
They're also violently
Not using this
the
scanner,
R word.
but I do have a new drone design that should be better at isolating the source of the
Do
sounds.
not let the cute exterior fool you. These things are demons. Right, so we've got another dolphin somewhere. There you are.
Done. And maybe next time I can weigh in before on the number that we need to scan.
As I mentioned, the confidence model is complex. You just want to find the whales.
Guilty.
A fucking whale shark.
I'm seeing alerts on the South Buoy if you want to pull them down.
Okay. Let's see what mysteries this buoy unlocks.
It's a fucking whale shark. Yay. The big boys. And the tiny remoras underneath. That is a rock. No, that is a clam. Okay, never mind. I don't know everything that's under the water. I just know the whale sharks are not megalodons, YouTube. When you are above them and you see a shark with a big fat fucking square head, it's a whale shark, not a megalodon. YouTube top 10 videos. Especially that one dude from like 1800 who recorded saying it was a large shark with a squarish head and strange dots and, you know, white dots and lines upon its back. It's like, yes, it's this. It wasn't a fucking megalodon. I'm not a biologist. And I still know it's not a fucking megalodon. Why did the biologist think it was a fucking megalodon that went extinct a very long time ago? Anyway. Anything else around here we can point our weird scanny eye things at? Oh, I've watched Finding Nemo. I don't trust a large drop-off like this. And I don't even see a butt. No, that's a balloon underwater. I don't even see a butt to go touch. This is just me being silly at this point. I scanned you as a... Yeah, I scanned you.
What does that sound? Did I break something?
I've deployed acoustic modems to transmit from other sensors.
For those of you who have no idea what he's talking about, he means we use sound to transmit data, so we can have Wi-Fi in the ocean.
Impressive. What kind of bandwidth do we get?
Like 1990s dial-up. Fun alert. Looks like some young dolphins are having a play date.
good thing about this game is I don't even know what it's about other than just swimming around and doing random shit. This could be the entire game for all I know, and I'll be happy with it. It's nice and relaxing and calm. I have not yet been attacked by a shark. I have not yet had anything come after me.
Company.
Unbelievable.
Speaking
That sounds
of,
too close to be outside the research zone.
One of the waypoints went down. Do you think that's related?
Yeah, probably.
white tips aren't that aggressive, I don't think. In the grand scheme of things, they're not that bad. With him, I think most sharks aren't that bad. Look, it just doesn't give a shit. Doesn't give a damn about us whatsoever. Oh, we can't even interact with this one yet. Deep Sea expansion would be cool. The only problem is, yeah, you're more likely to get killed by a cow falling on you than a shark. How much of that is to do with the fact that, you know, where you are located? But even then, you know, the chance of you being in a field for a cow to fall on you is still unlikely. The chance of you being in the water in a place where there's going to be sharks and you just happen to run into one that's a little bit hungry and doesn't know what you are and gives you a little nibble, it's unlikely to happen, to be honest. What people forget quite a lot is that a lot of sharks' eyes aren't amazing. Yeah, they have a bunch of other shit that they can detect prey with. So when they look at you, they just see a blob. And they don't have, you know, any easy way to sort of, to figure out what you are. They don't have any hands. They can't touch you and go, oh, this doesn't feel like a seal. The only thing they've got is teeth. So they just bite into you, a little tiny play bite, and go, oh no, that is not what I was thinking. That's inedible. Fuck that shit. Okay, you can tell me all this time to invite dolphins to play, but you need to tell me vaguely what to do. Do I just have to pick up a thing? Yes, I do. I have to give them a toy to play. Yeah, they're relatively dumb, to be honest, when it comes to detecting things and figuring it out. And a lot of the times we got to remember that we don't smell like most things in the water.
Well, you don't
Especially
seem
considering
that
usually we're covered in rubber,
At least I don't.
because we're usually
Frankly,
in
neither do I.
swimsuits, or yeah, not in this case, scuba suits. That's not a thing that the shark can go, oh yes, I can totally smell what you are. So all it would take is for just one shark to be a little bit peckish, see a thing that kind of looks like it might be food, give a little nip, and everyone's like, oh shit, it was a shark attack. No, it was just a thing biting you. Your cat bites you sometimes. A lion would bite you. Do not complain that a thing that is a predator in its own fucking home is hungry and you look like food. That would be like walking into the fucking African prairies, walking near a lion, and then being annoyed when it had the gall to try and eat you. But no, if it's hungry, it's gonna fucking try and eat you. They're still predators. They're not like... They're not looking and going, oh, that's a human. I'd best not really worry about them. They're not very tasty. Because a lot of them probably have never seen a fucking human before as well. You got to think of all this water. The sharks that live around here, yeah, they probably have seen a human before. But out there, in the proper deep water, where you got all the great whites and the big sharks, unless they've come to the coast and just happened to be in an area where someone's been swimming, they don't know what the fuck you are. I mean, how many times have you played a game like this and you're like, what is that animal? Because you've never seen it before. The only difference is we are smart enough to look at it and go, ah, that looks kind of like a thing I've seen before. You know, let's see if we can... Obviously, that over there, those silhouettes, those remarkably look like whales. These are fish. They're in a group, which means they're probably not predatory as much as normal, because, you know, most of the time the big nasty predator fish are the ones that go around on their own, like barracuda or sharks. Unless they just happen to be in an area where they just naturally congregate. But I've been talking too long. What are we doing? Oh yeah, we're going to these signal things, aren't we? Yeah, for as much as I make the joke that I'm not a biologist, I was at one point going... In fact, 2 points in my life I have gone towards studying for biology. The first time was sort of straight out of college. I get bearing in mind for American people, college is sort of 16 to 18, university is 18 above. Just to clarify that one. So yeah, just out of college, I was like, you know, originally, for years and years, since I was like 11. Since I was about 11 or 12, when I first started getting fascinated with this shit, I was like, okay, I want to do marine biology. And so for years upon years, I kept getting books on... Like, I had one book called The Jaws of Death, which you can still get now, that my mum bought me for a birthday present, I think when I was 13? And it's a book that if you look inside it, the centre of the book has a security seal on it, and it's because all of the pictures there...
Red light must mean a serious alert.
Yeah, dead battery.
All of the pictures in the centre of the book were very, very gory, graphic images.
Whoa, octopus. I think it went in that cave. I'd like to go in that cave.
Let's be real. There's no way I'm not squeezing through here to follow that octopus.
We'll definitely want to practice diver rescue at some point.
Well, maybe.
Mirai, please be careful.
Yeah, it was one of those books, but as a 13-year-old who was into sharks, I was like, okay, this doesn't fucking faze me, because it's just a shark bite. But most of the shark bites that were there, everyone survived. It looked really nasty. But nearly every single person in that book survived the injury.
Hey there. Sorry to spoil your hiding place.
Yeah, it ended up getting to a point where I was getting out of college and I was like, oh, okay, so there's two main places in the UK that do this. One of them's Plymouth, which is fine. The other one was Hull, which is, let's face it, it's known in the UK as being a little bit of a shithole. So I was like, you know what? I don't really fancy going to Hull. And Plymouth was a bit far away compared to where... I mean, between where I am now and Hull, or where I lived at the time and Hull, it was maybe a couple of hours drive. So it wouldn't have been too bad for, you know, my mum and family to come visit me every now and then. But Plymouth was a good 3 or 4 hours away, which in terms of the UK is like half of the country away. And so I was just like, nah, okay, yeah, I won't. I'll think about it. I won't go straight into university. I'll have a year out. During that year out, I got money. and then I also got got wind of
Biochemical weapons trigger this whole area.
Because of me. Not because of me, but because I configured the sensors to detect stress in the coral population.
yeah, I kind of got into the habit of having money, and then my girlfriend at the time mentioned that she'd found a place that did games design,
Okay, let's find
as
out
you
what's
know,
causing that
that
stress.
she was going to be going to, and I'm
Weaver,
like,
please collect
games
biosamples
design.
from any
I've
of
been
the
into
stress
that for
points.
several
Happy
years.
to oblige.
I'm
Those
going
watching,
to give it a
These
go.
sensors help us understand what leads to resiliency in coral so we can help breed it into other species.
And so that's what I ended up going into games design rather than the marine biology stuff. And then after not doing as well as that, well, I did perfectly fine the first 3 years. The final year, the stress got to me and I failed. And I could not afford to retake the year because student loans, everyone knows how bad they are. They're bad enough in the UK. And this was before the top-up fee thing turned up, so I'm only like getting like 4,500 loan a year to pay for tuition. That was fine. But for another year, not so much. Then move on like 6 years, 7 years when I got the job that I'm in now, had moved up here, was doing pretty well. I figured I will attempt
Right,
the
sperm
biology
whales.
thing again.
And they must be your part because I have a tag signal that is definitely ours. Pushing the waypoint.
On my way.
I thought I'd
I'm
try it
located
again with
next
the.
to
Oh, for
sperm
God's
whale
sake,
family
Bobby, shut up! I'm
whom
trying
I
to
have been
talk.
tracking for years.
I'm excited to check in on our mother to be.
Yeah, we have over here something called Open University, which is not as bad as what you would think when you think mail order catalog, mail order university type thing. The Open University is an actual university. It lets you do it remotely, and you can go to like study centres to get actual lessons taught to you if you got the time and the money. But I went originally. I started to do that. Unfortunately, that was at the same time when I started to transition, and hormones and stress and work and various other things meant I just wasn't going to be doing well. So I just did. I got through I think a couple of months and was like, yeah, I'm not going to get through this. I'm not gonna sit and stress over it. I can always retry again later. And so that is still on my list of to-dos. Maybe it will be part of my midlife crisis. Become a biologist. Confuse the fuck out of Ginger Snap. Because I will now actually be a once I've done that, I will be a biologist, and yeah, essentially that's what I mean. I've known you for a long time, Chair, so you probably remember the time when I ended up having some time off work, like a couple of months.
Right. Let me finish scanning them all. I still don't see our pregnant mother.
Because I had hormone therapy start, I had a possible eviction happening to kick me out the house because the landlord was being a bitch. I had work stress. My nan ended up going into the hospital with something that we thought she wouldn't come out of the hospital.
Done.
Good.
And all of this
All right.
turned up within like the
And now-
same 2-week period. And it was Oh, there aren't any. That's right. This. Ah. I don't trust this music to not be copyrighted, quite frankly. The live stream. Can I have one of these, please? Because I really would probably do with one of these. How to live stream. Step 1. Be entertaining. You post us the wrong angle. I mean, they might be sperm whales, but these are... They do the whole upright thing, but they do it head first. No, it is not written by Ninja, because Ninja can't live stream. Ninja just has a very strange personality that for some reason people liked. This is by Danielle Rivers. Which is ironic, considering we're not in a river, we're in the sea. Right, call Andre.
Hello, Mirai. Thanks for checking in.
Hey, Andre.
Nice dive. How are you feeling?
A bit tired, but I can't wait to get back out. Can you believe we found the family on the first dive? And they have a new baby girl.
I know. Well done. Feeling settled in the sub. Has everything tested out?
Why does he sound like a text-to-speech program with the gaps in his words?
Tess? I knew I forgot something.
This solo sub test makes me nervous. We're definitely fitting it out for 2 pilots next time.
Are you volunteering?
Well, not if you're choosing the playlist.
Snob. I think Arena was enjoying my tunes quite a bit.
Oh, that's not how you spell enjoying.
So,
That's an annoying.
I know you'll want to see. It's what the live stream saw of A12 and her baby. I didn't think you expected her to deliver so soon, though.
I thought she had more time given her weight, but it was
Yeah, that
fortunate
makes
for sure.
sense.
What's the about?
Just noting her low weight. Also wondering when you'll find the rest of her pod. Maybe they were diving.
I'll find them. Hey, I was thinking we should name the baby whale Andrea. She has your kind eyes.
And my bald head. No, I'm putting her in the sim as A17.
Ugh, you're so sentimental. Hey, where's Arena?
Probably in the head throwing up.
Seriously? No, seriously, what's she working on?
She's reading a brief about that deep-sea mining impact study.
Okay, I definitely don't have time to get into that with you. I gotta call my sister.
No problem. Send Ren my best.
I will.
Let's call Ren.
Hey girl, aren't you supposed to be 20,000 leagues under the sea?
I am. I'm calling from the sub.
That's crazy.
It's amazing. My BT line never gets this when I'm next to the tower.
Hey, did you show Nana my live stream tonight?
School's great, thanks for asking.
Concert great too? Saw your friend's post.
Bish, girls gotta take a break sometime.
Hey, check this out.
No way. Is that a baby whale?
Mm-hmm. And her very, very proud mother. She delivered early.
That's some view. You're really living the dream.
Thanks. Miss you though. How's Nana?
Okay, not a big deal, but I am taking Nana to get tested for a clinical trial. Some new dementia drug.
Well, thank you for stepping up to help Nana.
It's not a big deal.
You would tell me if it was, right?
Yeah.
You sound down. Is it just Nana?
I don't know. It's been hard since Dad died.
I know. You want to stay on for a while? We can watch the baby whale together.
No, I should go. Say hi to the whales for me.
Hello. Did it. There you go. Right, we are dive ready apparently. Right, R to exit the helm. Woo! Doesn't like making her feel sick before she goes in the water.
Day 2, back to the atoll at sunset. The hydrophone feeds are alive with the sounds of whales. Gonna find me some singers. I'm excited to test Andra's new Manta drone. Kinda like the Swiss Army knife of stealth drones. I'd love to spend the whole dive hanging out with baby Andrea, but miles to swim before I sleep. Ready to dive.
To be fair, if you had to sit in a swivelly chair to look out into the ocean to make a phone call to your mum, you would do that every single time, wouldn't you? Don't lie to me.
I'm in and okay.
Looking good, Mirai. The Manta drone is ready for its first zoom scan.
Now I get to see why you
Wait.
talk about it so much.
Only the best science for you.
You say you're in, like you're right next to your sub. Where is your sub? Where is your dom? If you're not into that, I don't know. But I mean, I don't see any submarine anywhere, and that concerns me. At least with Subnautica, we could actually get out of the water at some point and get into a thing. Because also this is
Buoy ahead.
slightly
Better
night,
find some whale
slightly
civilizations.
nighttime.
Well, I'm not taking that bet. You always find whales. You'd find them in your bathtub.
What kind of bathroom do you think I have?
I always find whales. It's on the map. You just have to look for the UK and then look for the bit on the west. Wow.
This is a lot of whales.
It's staggering the number migrating through this area.
Hey, don't jinx it.
Right, let's see. That's the sperm whale one. Let's go for the humpbacks first. This is the part where in the Hollywood movie, the Megalodon would just kind of just scoot across in the darkness. You know, it wouldn't. No one would pay attention to it actually on the screen in the story, but it would be there for those attentive viewers. Because look at all of that space. We have no idea what's. Well, okay. To be fair, we know what's down there. There's a shit ton of snailfish down there. That's what it is.
Here we are. The whale we're designating Humpback M1. Oh, so catchy.
Yeah, it's some weird futuristic face mask rebreather thing that somehow is just recycling all of her air constantly.
The Manta drone will match speed with the creature, so you can concentrate on steering it around to find the places you need to focus.
How will you know it's M1 when you see it again?
Each humpback's fluke is unique.
So M1 it is.
Andre software is helping me understand the structure of their songs so we can try singing back.
More like playing back. I'll synthesize a song that mirrors one from another region to see how these whales react.
Because Andre doesn't like my singing.
It's more the songs you sing, actually.
It's not a flute, it's a fluke. It's the fancy name for the tail.
It's our sperm whale family again.
Ah, yes, Macrocephalus, meaning big head.
Alright, baby. We won't forget you now.
How is her fluke already that scarred when she's literally like a couple of
Andre,
weeks old?
can the Zoom scan tell how old the baby is?
Not with any certainty. Why?
Just wondering if she's old enough to hunt by herself.
Those look like scars on her tail. And she's also got at least one scar on her face.
I wondered. She still seems pretty young to go that deep.
Will she be okay alone while her mother dives?
She should follow the pod. Her aunties will babysit while the mother hunts.
Wish I had them when my daughter was born.
Takes a pod.
The problem is that
Mirai,
there is no
this
other
baby
pod.
so important to your study.
I'm hoping to follow the baby for years to learn from her as she learns from her family, and hopefully to watch her eventually become a mother herself.
Yeah, normally, as far as I know, sperm whales get those scars on their face from fighting giant squid, which are very deep down. So the fact that the calf already has a scar on her face confuses me, honestly. Very confuses me. But either the giant squids came up to the surface and went after her, or she did actually go down at one point and find at least a small one that she fought with. And also, the fact that she has the scars on her tail, Fluke, that also doesn't really make much sense to me. This is from my limited knowledge of what the fuck sperm whales do. But, you know. Oh no, I can't go there yet. I've got to go and look at the other whale first. Yeah, down there is where all the fun things live.
Approaching Humpback M2. Looks like he's on a date.
How can you tell?
It's like they're dancing to his song.
Yeah, dude can dance better than I can, and he's not even on land. He doesn't even have legs. Come on. There we go.
What do you think, Andre? Do you think he can make it as a solo artist?
Not without more original material.
What?
Males from the same region sing nearly identical songs with just enough variation to stand out.
Yeah, just like most pop singers.
Such a snob.
Ooh, shots fired. Don't need to get his tail, do we? Or do we? Nope, we don't need to get his tail. Another whale shark. Yeah. I would have gone with only fins, but, you know. Honestly, games like this are because I've got this. I've obviously got Subnautica, because at this point I think most people have got Subnautica. And I've also got one that's just called Ecosystem, which I think is like this, but it's just actually just a simulator for evolution rather than a game involved. One of the things I was
Let's hope the
wanting to
Whalapalooza
do...
continues. Wonder if they charge admission.
Don't worry, whatever it is, you can take it from my budget.
Someone's feeling better today.
But one of the original things I was thinking of doing with YouTube stuff was kind of doing... How to explain it? Kind of doing a part art, part game. And acting like the character in the game was me. Finding, say, this Chilean Devil Ray, getting a couple of photos with it, and then going to the art stream side of it, and then trying to draw said animal. But unfortunately, that involves effort, and at the moment my brain is not cut out for that level.
I've got some nasty noise.
The same damn sound we heard yesterday.
Well, I'll check it out between the whales.
Because on the one hand, it'll be fun just to play games like this and just be chill. And on the other hand, it would give me an excuse to actually do more drawing.
Looks like another area sensor.
Okay, Mirai. Can you use the microtags to mark the starfish for collection?
Are you testing your collector drone?
It's not a test. Irina needs us to collect a few for study.
They are incredibly resilient. They can regenerate themselves from just a subset of their body.
They're also invasive. Must have hitched a ride in the ballast of a ship.
Look at this. This beautiful pair of animals here in their natural environment. Wheelius tyrius and Galenus drinkus botulus. Oh, and look, another one. These are the water jugs that you actually get on top of just drinks dispensers.
Irina,
These
how
are
many
not
do you
normal
need?
sized water
I'm missing
bottles.
the whales.
Just a few.
Yeah, that's the one. The water coolers. Yeah, it's very, very much not waiting to show us the, oh look, ocean getting litter in it. We need to fix message that might end up being in the game, I'm guessing now. We've got plastic bags, we've got a tyre, plastic bottles, 2 tyres. Another couple will have a whole car. No, we can't scan the starfish. And it's not that we're invasive, it's just that some practices we have are not exactly long-term solutions for things. I think that's the nicest way to put it without going full-on environmental message on everyone.
Okay, microtags deployed.
Thanks, Mirai. That's plenty.
Yeah, at one point in time, it was the major companies that did the recycling of their plastic bottles, and they didn't even need to do plastic bottles because at one point it was all glass bottles. But glass bottles were expensive to recycle, and so they moved to plastic. And then they realised, hang on, why are we doing this when we can make it the consumer's responsibility to do the recycling instead and save our money? Which is now why we have all of the recycling things. It's mainly because corporations are evil. Which I know is a bit of a hot take. Many people might not agree with me. But corporation, bad. Yeah, exactly. A lot of plastics can't be recycled because they're thermosetting, which means once they've been put into their specific shape, you can't do anything with them apart from just scrap them down and just like glue them into other things. I mean, I've even seen that with trying to not be as wholesome as expected, but they do it with dildos as well on some places. They will take the old ones, they will tear them apart in their machines, turn it into just small fragments of silicon, mix it with new silicon, and make new dildo. Which, fair enough. But eventually, they're going to run out of things to do because they can't use like the entire of an old one to make a new one. You can maybe make like 5 with one old one. So it's just a pyramid scheme. Eventually, there's going to be too many dildos to recycle.
Are you sure this is where you track that noise? I don't know, Andre. That sound is loud, but it seems pretty deep. Can't see how it could be coming from a ship.
Yeah, I agree. It also keeps starting and stopping. I'll figure out another way to investigate it.
But honestly, that's one thing that my brain went blank a bit there. It's one thing that people forget is that silicon is still plastic. And so is resin. So all these people that are like environmental types that are walking around with their resin jewelry, just because it's called resin, it doesn't stop it being plastic. I hope you sent me a burger. Because my curry was okay, but my rice was disappointing. Now I am sad. I wanted burger.
Andre, what was that other nasty noise? It was definitely digital.
Low power alarm. You need to pick up a sensor for servicing.
It never occurred to you that a nice ringtone would be far less annoying?
See, it's not even plastic adjacent. It is literally, it's how you make plastic. You mix two things together, and it makes a plastic. But because it's not called plastic and it's called resin, people don't pay any heed to it. They don't mind.
Please, get closer.
You weren't this excited about the dolphins before.
They're rubbing against the coral. Kind of a wellness visit. I have colleagues that are studying the antimicrobial properties of these coral.
Ooh, brain coral. The only thing that should be everywhere is my face and me getting money for my face being everywhere. Yeah, it's one of the, it's some of the weirdest things that I've ever seen. It's like it's seeing plastic where you wouldn't expect it. I mean, you joke, Chair, but it probably is. There's there's a reason why I've moved away from having sea salt over rock salt. Because everyone's like constantly like, oh, there's so many microplastics in the ocean. But yeah, and where the hell do you think we get our sea salt from? The ocean. That's right. So your sea salt is probably going to have some plastic in it if you're not careful. This is a nice little
Hey, Andre,
shoulder,
those reef
these
sharks
boys.
like your ringtone.
I think I got them all. Oh god, no, there's more below us. And that is why everyone's terrified of the ocean. We're so used to looking in a single dimension, we forget to look down and look up. There is one relatively famous photo of hammerhead sharks that was taken that they've never been able to get another one off. And it basically looks something like this, only imagine about 10 times the number of hammerhead sharks. It's an absolutely amazing photo, but I bet
Am I able to get the data off that sensor
that
while I'm picking it up?
that photographer was
It goes
pissing
sleep on the
himself when he
clouds,
took
so
that
just use
photo.
data.
Yeah, hammerheads are pretty neat. They're weird as hell. Octopus.
Did you see that?
Shame that wasn't on the live stream.
Have you seen one do that before?
Never.
What, hiding shells? Yeah, actually, there's
I'm picking up a
there's
tag
several
that's slow
entire
waypoint.
species that
Pushing a
that's
waypoint
their
now.
that's the whole
On my
deal.
way.
Tell that to the tentacle tag on your favorite website beginning with E. I mean, what?
Sorry, sharks. Mirai is off the menu. The baby's back with the rest of the pod.
What's it doing?
Nuzzling, probably calling for its mama.
Mother! Mother! Where are you, mother?
Are you calling for your mother?
See, yeah, it's got the face scratches as though it's been in a deep battle. On the adults, that makes perfect sense. On a baby, not so much. Ah. Ah. Yeah, I think this baby is just a delinquent, as Sheepa says. Like I say, these are the kind of scars you get when you're fighting giant squid. Was it just the one? It was just the one.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I hear it.
Actually, just me waking up in the morning. Sorry.
There they go. That was our shot. Can you
Where's
send those
Captain
out to
Planet when we
Cam?
need him?
I'm done for now.
I figured you could introduce whale songs into popular culture. You could maybe get a movement going to save the whales by Roger Payne, creator of Songs of the Humpback Whale album and founder of Ocean Alliance. You are never going to be able to introduce whale song into popular culture. Because that's just silly. And a lot of people are already quite into the whole, yes, let's save the whales thing. Oh, will you just stop playing? I never want any of you, because you're terrible. This music is terrible. Lower the volume down to 0, please. Hopefully that is going to remember the volume setting so that when I come back to the sub, it's not going to play more shit again. Jeez, that was hot. I'm sorry if for some amazing reason the person who was doing that song is in my stream, but good God, no. Wow, that stuff didn't even get a tag. Okay, so that's just replaying. Oh no, that is actually insights that you can get to actually watch real things. Beyond Blue's lead marine science advisors, so they actually had proper scientists helping with the game. Sylvia Earle, Mission Blue founder, Beyond Blue advisor, National Geographic explorer. Explore the sperm whale family culture. Currently, we have no science. We are not smart enough yet for science. Right, who do we have to call up on the phone now to progress the game?
Hey, it's Ren. Leave a message at the beep. Is there actually a beep?
Hey, Ren, why's your phone off? You said this was a good time to call. Ignore that. Someone was messing with my whales today. I was just hoping I could vent to you a little. I hope your test went well. Hey, we had a whale-a-palooza today. Anyway, give me a call when you can. The whales say hi back.
Hey, Mirai. How are you?
Doing all right. How are you feeling? Any better?
A bit. I might finally be getting my sea legs.
Next step, diving.
One step at a time, Mirai.
Okay, but I promise you, it'll change your life. Is Andre with you?
No, just me. Andre is analyzing some sound files in the other lab. I think I may have upset him.
You upset him? Or that noise upset him? Because it certainly upset me.
He was overreacting, and I pointed it out.
I was not overreacting.
Andre, I didn't realize you were on. What did you find?
This is video and audio from your last dive. And this is an analysis of the sound that spooked the family. And this sound is from the Canadian marine acoustic scientist. I think the findings are pretty clear.
The signatures sound the same to me.
He gave me the same test.
Andre, who is messing with my whales?
Deep sea miners.
Here? In the research zone? It's off limits to commercial activity.
And when has that ever mattered before?
We don't know that they're in the research zone. They may be just outside it. We knew they were doing an impact study nearby.
What are they after? That might give us a clue.
They're looking for rare minerals to make solar panels.
Could the sound cause trauma to the whales?
Yes.
The acoustic specialist
This has
said
been
my
known for
acoustic
years,
part
woman. Come on.
was unlikely to cause acoustic trauma.
So what's the move?
We should use our mapping drone to investigate their activity.
And this is where our debate turns into an argument. We need that drone to map the deep sea vents before Mirai dives there. The biochemistry of these vents is the perfect cocktail for creating new life forms.
If there is illegal activity there, we have to stop it. Otherwise, there will be no life forms.
Why spend our short time here policing rather than researching? Let's be scientists.
Mirai, your dive, your call.
Oh man, which would be more fun? Yeah, it's not so much sonar, it's the fact that it's just noises. I mean, the fact that if you ever listen, because they've got it out on YouTube, places that give you sort of what the sea used to sound like, and then what the sea sounds like now, based on hydrophones, and it's a lot louder now. Mainly because it's just the whoop, 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 whoop noises that you get from just a shit ton of boats being in the water. And, you know, sound travels better in water. So it's the reason why, you know, oftentimes you find that whales are just decide to have mass stranding events. It's probably because they're near a shipping lane. And the noises just completely fucked them up, and they lost all sense of direction and just went the wrong way. And just ended up on land. Because half the time, you take them off the land, put them back in the water, they'll turn around and go back on the land because they have no idea where they're going. Give me a 1 or a 2 in chat. Do we investigate the miners, or do we go and map some undersea vents? Do we do detective, or do we do science? Well, we've got 1. That was not one of the options, Sheepa. Peas is neither of these options. Did you? It's only showing chairs 1. Oh, okay, you did a number 1. Okay, fair enough.
I'll
Ha
dive in the
ha.
vents without a map. Nobody messes with
I'm
my
too
whales.
tired for that. It took me a moment. At least it wasn't a D's nuts joke.
Hey, Mirai. Sorry I missed you. Misplaced my phone. Whale-a-palooza? Is that a real thing?
No.
Tell whomever annoyed you I'm coming for them. Hey, nobody messes with our whales. Does your submarine have sonar? Maybe you can find the bad guys with that. Maybe that was the answer they were looking for on my test. I was hoping to chat live too. You need to help me figure out a better plan for next semester. Miss you.
Get out of your Bond villain chair. Stop staring at the whales. Honestly, this looks like a... If this was where you had to live all the time, this isn't too bad. I mean, it could do with a better computer than, you know, what's here.
Day 5. Open ocean, east of the atoll. I'm ready to play back a coda sound to Andrea to see her response. I'm definitely worried that the family has gotten smaller. Not sure if they were just spooked by that sound or if something else is going on. Staying hopeful. Ready to dive.
Computer. Internet access. I mean, it's no worse really than the room that I'm in now. Just cut this one in half, stick it onto each other's end so it's longer and thinner. It's basically what that boat is. Oh, what that submarine is, and I've been in this room for God knows how long. I just
I'm in and
move
okay.
between it to eat.
You know, I always feel like I'm swimming in place in the open ocean.
Yeah, because there's nothing there for you to latch onto.
Think the Explorer drones will flag me as biodiverse?
You're not what they're looking for.
That's what everyone says.
Is that sardines? Nom 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 nom. Well, that's a way. That's not a whale. That's a fucking ocean sunfish. The world's most inedible fucking fish because these things taste rank, apparently. It's why they live for so long. It's just nothing wants to eat them because they're nasty. The mola mola. Oh, and a jellyfish. Oh, I see you in the distance. Small set of hammerhead. Were you hammerheads? Scalloped hammerheads. We got the Hammer Bros. Quick tag the streamers, including Mario. Look at those beautiful things. And people are scared of them just because they've got sharp teeth. But the scary thing about the ocean is you can only just about see where they went. It doesn't take much distance for them to just fade into the sea. And that is one of the reasons why people have thalassophobia. Because a lot of time, visibility down here is shit. I mean, I don't know if any of you have seen the... I don't know how... I think it went viral a few years ago, I think. There's just a picture of a diver in the water with the camera facing them like this. And there's really, like, very little visibility, and then all of a sudden, you just see a great white shark just come behind them, nudge the back of their head and leave. But you literally saw the shark turn up about 2 seconds before its head was in range of biting this diver's face off. Because of how bad the visibility was.
Approaching the buoy.
I would not be surprised if the diver practically shat themselves at that point.
That song sounds familiar. Hey, a newcomer. Now to get there before the noise from Andre's miner friends scares them all away.
You want to raise my blood pressure?
Honestly, I don't think anyone would
They don't look like killers.
Top of the food chain, just like us. Minus the urge to destroy ourselves.
Again, they can quite easily murderize you. Why have they've all got the same back marking? I thought those were meant to be relatively unique.
Hello to you too. Has anyone been tracking them?
I'm still waiting to see if there's a match.
they're not as much of a as they're not as much psychopaths as dolphins are. Oh, you've got zebrafish around you. Pilotfish. Yeah, they're not as bad as dolphins. Although technically they are dolphins. They're closer to dolphins than whales, if I remember right. I mean, they're all obviously cetaceans. Oh ho ho ho! I see a big boy. I see a couple of big boys. Oh, it's a sea turtle. Unknown creature.
Are you seeing this?
Is that a leatherback turtle?
I didn't think there were any left here.
What happened?
Egg poaching, and the nesting beaches got too warm.
Oh, look at that cute face. I'm gonna bite your finger off.
Biosample acquired.
Do you think your turtles are making a comeback?
Well, I wish I could be optimistic. It's just as likely our turtle is taking the long route home to somewhere else.
Okay. They've actually got the animation in there for the sunfish to do an actual behaviour. That they do this at the top of the water to let seagulls land on them and pick away the parasites.
Okay, group survey. New.
That's pretty
or
neat.
repeat?
That's pretty neat. I gotta give it to them. Gotta give it to them. That's good. Hello, friend.
New whale. We'll designate this one M4 because why mess with a good thing?
I mean, I shouldn't be surprised that they've actually got things in there animated as behaviors because they actually had like a
So
science
glad to
team that
hear
helped.
you. Those noisy neighbors silenced enough of your friends.
The sounds don't sound like the prior songs.
These are more social sounds.
Yeah, the fact they had science advisors means that, you know, they probably would actually, you know, put stuff in there that's good. But I just wasn't expecting them to have, like, a fucking animation for behavior from a molar of all things. Considering so far all we've seen the whales do is just, like, spin around as they're moving.
Feels like my birthday, and that buoy is my present. Hope it's better than my last birthday.
Dare I ask?
Dude,
My sister got me
dude,
jeans that were
dude.
mine for about a week.
Let's get the
before they wandered
bends.
off, never to be
Up
seen
and
again.
down, up
Mystery
and
after
down. Who needs to decompress? So I find out they actually did put that in the game and I just die in the middle of nowhere. I love the air bubbles in my veins. They go pop, pop, pop. And then stop me from having blood that works.
Did you not charge any of these batteries before you put the sensor in?
It's not a battery alarm, it's the drone.
You can just about see the hammerheads off in the distance there.
Hello. I just met your friends. Pretty low weight. Irina, do you think this one could be sick?
I'm honored you believe I could tell from this distance that my knowledge of disease extends to all species.
Fair enough.
No need to be sarcastic.
We sure no one's tracking them?
Nothing has turned up.
That's just one of our drones. Look at these derpy fools. Put some brown hair on that face and some horns and it's just Sheepa's face.
Dolphins. Always showing off. Hey, Andre, can you make your manta drone do synchronized swimming?
Guess we'll see.
Well, this is obviously future technology, Woody.
Let's log you in.
Just in the simple case of, you know, she's been underwater all this time with no oxygen tank and it's still working. So she's probably got something in her suit that helps her muscles or something, I don't know. Yeah, she's in fact perfectly still. The suit is moving for her. I suppose just going to see what the other weird signal was. That is a whale shark.
You're right. That is definitely not a dead battery. Unless we're using whale sharks as batteries now. There's already a tag on it.
Then scan the tag.
Sure, like that was obvious. I'm leaving another tag. Dead battery.
Jellyfish are cool too. Also, jellyfish apparently cannot sting her. One hell of a suit. Ooh, another pilot fish. I assume when we've scanned all we need of a single species, it will just automatically come up.
Didn't you pick this dive location because you tracked the baby's pod out here?
I said they were heading in this direction.
Ooh,
Andre,
hunting
my
something.
play's glitching. I don't know what range you've set, but I think I'm hearing all the animals in the Pacific.
Yeah. Too many sound signals for the software to keep up.
I don't know what kind of party I'm crashing, but pretty sure I'm gonna love it.
I'm pretty sure you're on the menu.
What is happening?
It's a
Oh,
bait
bubble
ball.
curtain.
Humpbacks? Orcas?
Ooh.
Very unusual, but everyone's gotta eat.
Are you safe down here?
I'll try not to be mistaken for a fish.
And thus she dies. She died how she lived. Underwater.
Of course dolphins show up. Never like being left out of the action.
They want leftovers.
Good luck to them. They're up against bigger stomachs.
Well, that's kind of the point. The bigger one has a bigger mouth, can get a bunch of them. The little ones can then pick off the disorientated ones afterwards. It is probably a good idea to not be in the fish. Yeah, they go right the way down and then they just head directly upwards. Do you mind? And here we have the bottlenose dolphin and the humpback whale. No, I don't think giant squid time yet, if at all. Because giant squid tend to be a lot further down.
Here they are. You were right, Andre. I guess I didn't just swim across the Pacific for nothing.
Get your ass back here.
Are there fewer than before in this pod? Or am I just getting faster at tagging?
No, definitely fewer. But maybe the others are hunting.
No, don't leave me. Well, the mother stayed with the baby this time.
Okay, ready for playback? I've prepared a coder you can activate from your dive watch.
That's wonderful. If you would explain to me exactly what you want me to do with this coder. Interact with Andrea. Yeah, I figured that. Yeah. Once I saw them going too far down, I was like, oh, okay, go up again.
Okay, first attempt to speak whale. Hopefully I won't offend her.
Your mother is fat. Oh my god, did she just said do a barrel roll.
Echo clicks. I could feel it across my body, just checking me out.
First contact.
She zoom scanned you.
You have no idea what that felt like. She was looking right at me. Whew, you have no idea.
Sound is everything to whales. It is their hands. These are animals with the biggest brains on Earth. Except Reddit mods. No, that's it. And the most powerful sound apparatus. David Gruber. I'll have you know that my brain is ginormous. It's just smooth. So it is pointless. Oh yes, it is getting a bit late, isn't it? I'm going for another sort of 20 minutes or so. This is like a nice, fairly relaxing game, so it's not taking too much out of me. But you sleep well, Woody. It's been fun having you here to have fun with and talk weird animals with you.
Bad news. The drone we had tracking that intrusive noise, it's gone. Lost contact hours ago.
I ate it.
Monitoring the hydrophones for that noise, but as of now, unless the drone resurfaces, that's all we've got.
Hey, Mirai. I assume you've heard that Andrea lost the drone.
Yeah, bad break. Did we get any usable data from the drone before it went missing?
You'll have to ask Andrea. He hasn't given me an update. I think he's upset that I suggested we'd still have the drone if we used it for its original purpose.
It's crazy that we only have one mapping drone. If this were a space mission, we would probably have 100. You sound a little frustrated. Is that with Andre or the drone situation?
Both.
Yeah, his passion can sometimes be overwhelming.
I just wish he wasn't so cold with me, just because I turned my prior research into a successful biotech business. Not every company is evil.
Give him time. He'll lighten up. I know he thinks your current research is important. And impressive.
It is. Actually, that's nice to know.
Was that a yawn? Did you get any sleep?
Not really. Between the drone and staying up to chat with my daughter, I spent most of the night staring out of my cabin window at the moon.
My grandmother loved to take me free diving in the moonlight. It was magical. It's like the whole ocean glows.
Sounds like a fun grandmother.
She was. Is. She's alive, but suffers from dementia.
Sorry to hear that.
Thanks. Nana moved in with us after our mom died. I was 12, Ren was 4.
Are you and your sister close?
Most of the time. It's complex right now, but yeah, definitely. Where is your daughter?
She's at university in the UK.
I'm so
What is she
sorry.
studying?
Pre-med. But she also has a passion for music. She has been playing in the same indie band for years.
What's her music like?
Hard to describe. I'm sure Sophie would love for you to check it out. I'll send you her latest single.
Ooh.
Isn't your sister also at university?
My sister, took a break for a few years, but she's back now.
There's a story there. Not my business.
Yeah, I took a break for a while.
It's just hard sometimes for me not to want to take the wheel when I see her swerving.
Does she want your help?
I push her to do better, but honestly, I think that just pushes her away.
You sound like me talking about my daughter.
Yeah, complex. People are messy. That's why I study whales. Speaking of which, I better get prepped for our next dive.
Yeah.
Catch you later.
Yes, of course.
Speaking of sister, let's call sister.
Hi, Mirai. It must be late there.
That's okay. I'm on dive time.
I showed Nana the highlights from your live stream.
Oh god, I've just noticed she's wearing a cap. She doesn't have visible hair, and she mentioned she'd been going for medical tests. Please tell me we're not going to find out the sister has, like, early stage leukemia or something, and that's why she ended up dropping out of uni, and she just hasn't told us yet.
Yeah? Did she like the whales?
It's hard to know. She did huff at the dolphins, though.
She used to read you that story every night.
Yeah, you told me that, but I don't really remember.
Are you doing okay with her?
Kind of. You do this better.
Did you want to talk about next semester?
When you get back. It's complex.
You know, I can look at coming back earlier.
That's crazy talk. Go speak to your whales.
Gonna try.
You're not
Catch
hay,
you later.
you're sheeper. Ha 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 ha. City-sung, you can't annoy me now because I've turned the volume down.
Day 7. About to enter the Twilight Zone. I'm following Andrea's family down to the seamounts where I hope to observe them hunting. Arena has been testing our samples and is worried about a harmful algal bloom being somewhere nearby, so I am to keep an eye out for that. Check. I'm also keeping an eye out for more turtles. I know they're out there, ready to dive.
I'm in and okay.
And we're streaming.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, or welcome back. I'm diving near a seamount region, also known as the Twilight Zone, because it is just beyond reach of the sun.
Crab!
And we'll be taking some questions live, so be nice.
We'll also be testing a playback system to interact with whales.
Time for crab! Forget the whales, I found crab. Oh, is that another hammerhead? It's another hammerhead. Crab! Jelly. Ooh, they've even got the animated wiggly lights on it. And that sort of shit is why I like the ocean. I'm still terrified of the ocean because of, you know, the fact that, you know, I'm not evolved to survive in it. And it is spooky to look down when you're in open water. But doesn't stop the stuff down here being fascinating. More crab. Ooh. One of the weird sharks. Well, kind of sharks. Not quite shark, but technically shark. The same family, I think. Alongside sort of rays and skates and stuff. Also, shipping containers. Some big old flappy boys up here.
Want to hear something cool? So do I. I'm hoping that buoy can send a little message to our humpback friends.
That's right. Andre is going to serenade some humpbacks.
Well, not me, but using a song I generated from other recordings.
They all come veering directly towards us, so they can scream at us. Ooh, another molar.
Another
Crab?
leatherback turtle, Andre. And feast you
Nah.
on some moon jellies.
That is odd. Is that the same one we saw before?
It looks bigger, but let me zoom scan it to be sure.
A lot of jellies. Just like America in the 60s. Right, I think I scanned all them.
We can run the sample in the lab, but I am sure this is a different one.
Do they typically travel together? Wouldn't it be surprising to find two this far off course?
Yes, it would be.
And yet, here they are.
Welcome back, turtles. Enjoy your beautiful moon jellies.
Right, I still need to get things set up for the possibly birthday stream and or 100 follower stream. I've got the pattern for crab, or the pattern for crub even, and I was going to make a crub at some point, which would be fun to do as a stream thing.
Okay, time to see if any humpbacks respond to our song.
Jordan wants to know how you will know.
Great question. If we have recorded him before, we'll see if the influence of our song affected his.
Scientists believe whales from one region can influence the song of whales from another when they mix.
Hey Andre, we've recorded a song from this one before, right?
We have.
How quickly can you compare his two songs?
Well, I need to wait for his song to complete at least one full cycle.
And how long is that?
20 minutes, maybe more.
Wow, that's a long, slow ballad.
He's just singing Seabath. Ooh, a few frames died there. More Shork. Let's not spook it by doing directly underneath it. That would probably annoy it. Another jelly. So many crab. Fun fact. Human fishing activity has meant that most fish are starting to get smaller. Okay, that wasn't a fun fact, but it was a fact at least. Because we're only taking the biggest of the batch.
Dana squid. It looks like they're hunting.
Lanternfish.
Well called, Arena. We'll make you a sea witch yet.
I'm sorry, a what?
Let's scan a few to pick up their hunting behavior. Here goes.
Yeah, due to the fact that we take the big ones and leave the smaller ones as part of just how they do fishing, it means that if something has grown to full maturity and actually is smaller than what the catch limit would normally be, that one gets to survive to breed. Unlike the big ones that have got to maturity because they end up on our plate. Which means that slowly but surely we are actively helping the fish population get smaller to avoid their main predator, which is us.
Scott from Denver wants to know if they eat each other.
Some do. I think this one was upset he missed out on his prey.
And you thought today would just be playing some games. But no, you get some actual facts as well. Right, I know there was another squid that I didn't scan. Where the hell? There you are. Crab. Nope. Jelly. Damn. diamond makes me think that's meant to be some kind of main quest thing, so let's not go there
Great.
yet.
I've been waiting for this. I have just activated your UV light.
First of all, don't mess with my suit when I'm diving. Secondly, you spoiled my surprise.
Also, there's a new little thing that we haven't seen before, the swell shark.
Swell sharks have developed biofluorescence to communicate with each other. Their eyes have special adaptations for the UV light. Now you can see what a swell shark sees.
That's what I'm talking about.
Are they glowy? Oh, there's different ones. Just light, there's UV, there's red light.
Next, you can try the black light I installed in your sub.
You did not. You did install it in your dorm room back in the day. Your wife showed me pictures.
Well, uni was a good time.
Ooh.
What am I looking for here?
Oh, one of our sperm whale tags must have fallen off.
Andre, you really need better glue for these.
I don't use glue.
I've tracked down the tag. It's in a cave. I wonder how it got in here.
Well, I'm gonna guess it's this boy right here. You know, the totally not an actual octopus. It's totally a rock that I'm not allowed to scan, even though we can see quite obviously it's got huge fucking eyes.
Oh, what the?
Mirai!
An octopus.
Are you okay?
Other than getting inked in front of a live global audience?
You know, you might want to get that off you. It will probably attract predators.
Oh, wonderful.
Damn it, I wanted to scan the octopus. Oh well. We'll scan octopus number 2 someday.
Okay, last boy of the dive. How are you feeling?
Chances of suit holding out until the end of the dive? Good. Hope of seeing if our humpback song had any effect? Well,
You know this, but for the viewers, science is not magic, it takes patience.
I'd like to believe in a little magic.
I am waiting for the point when one of the sharks actually tries to take a bite at us.
Sperm whale. I think it's. Yes, it's hunting! First time we'll be able to document it with Andre's technology. Come on. And then the buzz. I got it!
Raj from Mumbai wants to know, what's the buzz?
I think he was making a joke.
Got it. But what is the buzz? How is it used?
We're not entirely sure, but definitely associated with being close to prey.
This is just the warm-up. The real fun will come in the deep.
More jelly. Got another turtle over here, maybe?
Andre.
Oh, loads of them.
Well, there's no way these little ones are thousands of miles off course. Right, Andre?
Give him a minute.
Right. Let's scan a few of these to get their gender. There's a tiny tag here. Andre?
Chen from Shanghai wants to know why you care about their gender.
Well, their sex is determined by the temperature of their nests. Warming beaches wiped out the turtles in this region.
Believe in a little magic now, Andre?
I may just start, but let me check on that tag first.
Oh, we're really swimming down deep. This isn't going to be a thing she can go up quickly from.
Oh, wow. Glad we didn't miss this.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they must have been hunting down past the rift.
I think we found our spot for our first deep dive.
Mirai, check out that one closest to you. What's that on its skin?
Not sure I can catch them. They're headed to the surface. Might just be a scrape from a ship strike.
Yeah, let's hope that's all it is.
It was
dig deeper.
Cthulhu. Turns out I've been playing Dredge after all this time.
I know it seems like Andre worries about everything. But I really understand where that comes from. Everyone's seen the pictures, but I can tell you it was really tough to be doing hands-on work when we were losing entire species. For me, it was the whales. But for Andre, it was the turtles. I stayed to help him. Several of the other scientists did as well. By then, only Andre's protected nests were the ones producing turtles in the region. We all figured that the population was going to collapse, and eventually it did. But seeing this large man spend day after day carrying tiny turtles from the nest to the water. It inspired us to stay. I mean, coming back now, it feels like another world. Andre is not an angry man, Irina. He's just a man who gets angry when he sees people say it's too hard, or that they don't care at all.
Hi, Mirai. Sorry to miss the post-dive brief. I've been listening to our Humpback recordings for hours and got myself in a kind of funk. Actually, I started listening to the Humpbacks and then switched to Miles Davis. Anyway, I don't see any clear sign that our playback influenced any of the other whales yet, but I just know we're on the right track. I'm sorry to be in such a mood. Don't know what to make of those turtles or what's going on with our sperm whale family. Right. Catch you in a bit.
Right, I think since we've got to the point where it's going to start another dive, I'll call it there. Let's save the game. Oh. Yeah, that was a nice bit of change of pace considering some of the other things we played. It was a very chill, going through, scanning some animals, having a bit of fun, having to relax. There was no fighting, nothing scary that was going to eat us. It was a nice change of pace. I mean, honestly, it was a toss-up when I started today. I had like 3 games in mind. I was either going to do this, V-Rising, or We Lucky Few. What was it? We Happy Few. Even sorry, which is just Britain Simulator. But I thought Britain Simulator is a bit too just a bit too depressing, especially with how England is these days. It's just getting more just closer and closer to that game, and I didn't really want to depress anyone, including myself. V-Rising I saw was getting an update in May, so I might just leave that for a while until that update comes out, because that way we don't end up replaying bits. And also, if it breaks saves after the update comes out, we won't have like spent weeks playing only to find out we had to start from scratch, which would be irritating. And so I settled on this, which was a nice, calm, chill game. And hi Etsy, welcome in. We're just about to wind down, I think. Although to be fair, I spent the past 2 hours playing this game. Is winding down enough in my head. It's very, very relaxing. Going around looking at, especially the fact that there are things I keep going through. And I'm like, oh yeah, I recognise that thing. I recognise that thing as well. And oh yeah. And I know facts about that thing. It was quite nice, actually, knowing what I was talking about, kind of, for a fucking change. Look at her, just dead eyes. She's just staring into space. What happens when you spend all your time alone on a submarine, I suppose? With giant molars right next to you all the time. Hello. God, that thing's fucking big. Okay, so it lets us look around. F for behavior. Yeah, the stare on the fish is just beautiful. It's just staring into space. It's wonderful. We have our sea turtle. We have our behaviors. Going fast. Eat a jellyfish. Om nom 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 nom. Don't eat the plastic bag that looks like a jellyfish. It's time for crab. Mmm, looks so delicious. It does make me giggle just how close this thing is to the encyclopedia in Dredge, though. Except in this, it's looking at science, and in Dredge, it was looking at why the fuck is this fish so mutated. Anyway. So we'll call it there. I'm going for 2 hours. We've got a couple of the missions done. I might carry on with this. Because it was quite... I mean, I know it was a fairly slow, chill game. So, you know, it's not the kind of thing you want to be here for if you're into action. But it's still a nice game nonetheless. And it's been a nice change of pace. Having a relaxing game. So maybe we'll sort of do this. Maybe just like do a bit of this once a week, maybe. So if there's one of those days when just not feeling the other games, or maybe on a Saturday after the curse stuff, if we end up finishing early, just play a bit of this instead to help chill out for the night. I mean, I can't see that we've spent that long in the game yet. I mean, we've done 2 hours. I literally loaded this for the first time today for this stream. So I'm assuming it's going to have at least another couple of streams in it, of like a couple of hours each. Have a look. Who is awake and online right now? Suzu and Fromage are online. I mean, Fize is on as well, but I haven't been in a Fize stream or seen a Fize stream for a long time, so maybe we'll give Suzu a little raid. It's been a while. Yeah, it was fun as always. It's been a nice little game, a nice little, let's say, bit of change of pace. So we'll keep playing with this. I think it'll be fun. We're back tomorrow with I Haven't Decided Yet. The 2 games we were playing, Kingdom Come Deliverance and Dredge. Obviously, Dredge finished, and Kingdom Come was getting a bit slow. Like even slower than this game was today. It takes a long time to get stuff done in that, so I think I will just sort of like put that one on hiatus for now. And try and think of something else to play in the meantime. Also, there is the whole thing of wanting to draw more. So then I might just start doing like just some random animal sketchy streams every week as well. But that's all things that need to be planned, all need to be thought about, which is not a place for here. So I will click on raid. We'll go and aim towards the Suzu, who's currently playing some MechWarrior Online with a friend. and I will see everyone tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye. I should have clicked start raid a few seconds ago so I didn't have this little bit of time when I have to just sit here pretending that nothing's happening. Okay, there we go. Bye-bye, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Hang on, it says I'm already raiding Suzu. I'm not raiding Suzu. Raid channel. Suzu. Start raid.
In.
Here we go.
Jump over to my friendly mech, and maybe I have survived. But like I said, I playing like an idiot at that moment. So we're gonna raid someone.
Oh, never mind. They're about to raid someone themselves.
We're gonna raid someone. I hope you stay for the raid, senpai.
Right, in that case, let's try raiding someone else instead. Let's go to Fromage. Oh, this is really annoying me. It keeps saying you're already raiding them when I'm not. There we go.
Hey Chiri, thanks for the raid. Hey Flute! Wait, I just got here. Oh my god, Flute just got here. No raid that moment. No raid. I just broke up the raid. I just broke up the raid. I just broke up the raid, guys.
Still going, yeah, huh?
Okay, guys, okay. Okay, then let's play another few rounds then. Let me suffer for Onion.